you have been considering selling your current home and either upsizing, downsizing, moving out of state, this is a video that you're gonna wanna watch to figure out how the heck am I gonna do that? How the heck am I gonna buy and sell at the same time? Well, that's where I come in. First of all, my name is Maggie Kimbrell. I am a Birmingham-based realtor specializing in the Chelsea, Alabama area and the surrounding areas with that. I specialize in helping families upsize or relocate to the area. So this is my bread and butter, and I'm gonna explain to you exactly how we're gonna make it happen for you to be able to buy that home that you want and sell your home for top dollar. I've had many clients come to me saying that they will sell when they find the right house. Well, the problem with that mindset is if your home is not ready to sell and you find the right house, you might miss out. Yes, the market has slowed down a little bit here in Chelsea, Alabama. However, you do not want to miss the opportunity to get that dream house if it's the house that you want, because your house isn't ready and you didn't have a game plan in place. So the number one thing I'm going to tell you to do as your realtor is to first meet with me and let's come up with a game plan strategy. Let's go ahead and figure out what your current home is worth, what it's going to take to get your home ready for the market, what your timeline is, and let's just go ahead and get everything set in stone. Start working on getting your house ready for the market. There might be little fixes here and there that need to be done, some landscaping, some sprucing up, some things that will make your house sell for top dollar. That's where I come in. This is what I would call a listing consultation. Now, before you flip out and you're like, well, I'm not ready to sell my house yet, that's fine. Listing consultations aren't this thing where you have to sell your house or you have to move out tomorrow, okay? This is just for us to discuss, strategize, you to see my game plan, my marketing strategies, what I have to offer, for us to go ahead and get the ball rolling on getting your house ready. If you change your mind, it's no harm, no foul. It's information in your back pocket. But we have to do this first if you really are considering buying a new house and you need to sell your current home. Now that we know what your home is worth and we have gone through the list of things that you need to do to get your home ready for the market, then I can talk to you about what you're looking for in your next home, and I can go ahead and get the ball rolling on that end. Getting you set up on automated home searches, seeing if there's anything off market coming up, taking you on home tours. We can start that process, but I highly recommend first getting your house ready so we know exactly when it's going to hit the market. With being able to look at homes, now you can talk to a lender, because we've already talked about what you're going to come away with if you sell your home and what you can put into your next home. And so now you have that budget in mind that really aligns with what your home is worth and what you're going to sell it for. Because I think a lot of times people say, well, if I sell my home for this much, then I can get this home. And that's true, but we need to make sure that's the case so we can set your expectations and make sure that they're realistic. Now, I have had situations where clients have come to me and they said, look, we found the house we want, and if it works out, we will sell our current home. Now, this is not impossible. We can make this work, but just know that we're gonna have to move very quickly, and there is a chance that we miss out on that dream home if for some reason somebody comes in with a non-contingent offer, meaning they don't have to sell a house, or their house is already under contract, and that's more attractive to those sellers than someone that hasn't even listed their house yet. So just keep that in mind. We can make it work, and if we're going to make it work, we're going to have to communicate efficiently, we're going to have to work quickly, and I'm going to need you to take in what I say and what I recommend so that way we can get you that house and do the best that we can. The burning question, how do I sell my house and buy a house and not have that awkward in-between period where I am literally homeless or I don't know what to do? So here's the deal. It is a tricky situation. It is a puzzle. I'm not going to act like it's perfect every single time, but as your agent, it's my job to communicate with that listing agent, to communicate with that buyer's agent. We're going to try to get it to where you can close the same day for each house. That is possible, where you can go to one closing and go to the next. You can get your funds wired to the next, from one to the other. It's pretty incredible what we can do these days. Now, sometimes it's not always going to work out that way. Sometimes you're going to have the clients that are moving into your house need a little bit extra time to get out of their house, and there's kind of this domino effect. In that situation, we can do temporary leasebacks where you live in your home a little bit longer, and the clients that have purchased the home, you'll have to pay them almost like it's not rent per se, but it's kind of like rent, like a rent payback. Or you might have to get temporary housing for a short period of time and use storage pods. These are obviously not the most ideal situations, but there are solutions, guys. Like there are ways to make it work, and people are doing it every single day. My ultimate goal as your agent is to try to get it to align and be as smooth and as seamless as possible, given that everybody's on the same page and we can make it work. And I have seen it work this way many times, and I've also seen it work to where we've had to do the storage pods, excuse me, or the leaseback scenario, and all of those are fine. It's temporary discomfort, but all for the exciting news and ability to live in a new house, new chapter of life. So, quick recap. You are wanting to buy and sell. You are wanting to upsize. You're feeling tight on space. You're like me and you're having a baby and you just are like, I can't do this anymore. I need more space. First, call me, guys. I'm going to get you set up on a listing consultation. We're going to see what your home is worth. We're going to go through and see what needs to be done so we can have a good timeline of how this needs to happen. Once we get the ball rolling, once we get your house listed or at least scheduled to be listed very soon, then we can talk to a mortgage lender and see what you guys are going to be approved for, start the home buying process, and bada boom, bada bing, we are going to get you into that house that you're wanting to go to. We're going to get your house sold for top dollar. That is what we're going to do, guys. But the first step, that looks like two. First step, we are going to get on a call and figure this all out and strategize together. So here's the deal. If you are thinking about this, but you don't want to make a commitment, that's the beauty, right? We can have conversations and you don't have to sign on the dotted line and say, I'm committing to this. But sometimes it's good to go ahead and start these conversations so you know what to do when it comes time to game time to move. Now, you notice I titled this Chelsea, Alabama. Well, yes, Chelsea, Alabama is my specialty area, so that's one reason why I did that. But I also wanted to come on here and let you know what the market looks like in Chelsea so that this all kind of plays into our game plan, right? If we were living somewhere where it was like Nashville a couple years ago, homes were flying off the market way over asking price, we might have a little bit of a different conversation here. Like, you need to get your house listed, under contract before we start looking to buy a house or even further down the line. But with the way the market is in Chelsea, I do feel like you have a little bit of wiggle room right now. So let's talk about it. Homes in Chelsea, Alabama are sitting on the market for an average of 42 days. This was as of May. It takes a while for all the data to come up. So May of 2025, 42-day average days on market. It's gone up a little bit. And that's because we have more inventory now. So now we're at like 3.5 months of inventory. I think a few months back we were like 2 to 2.5. So we're getting more houses on the market. We're seeing more competition, which is also driving the home prices down just a little bit. We're not seeing as much over asking, but we're still seeing very close. We're seeing a 98.5% sold to list ratio, which means if you list your house for $400,000, it's likely, compared to the average, gonna sell for 98.5% of $400,000. So this is not for everybody, but this is just what our statistics are showing us. So with this in mind, homes are sitting a little bit longer, so you may have a little bit of time. However, if you find a house that's in a very desirable neighborhood, great price, all the things, just note that those houses are still going pretty fast, especially in Chelsea. Any house below 400,000, even 500,000, but we're seeing a lot below 400,000 are moving fairly quickly. And if you're looking to upsize, depending on what you're looking at, you're probably, well, it just depends on your needs. You're probably looking at that 350 and higher, depending on where you're coming from and what the square footage that you are wanting. So just keep that in mind. Houses are still moving pretty fast. However, because we have more inventory, more to choose from, more average days on market, you may be able to make it work. And like I said, as your agent, it's my job to try to figure out how to make it work and to work the puzzle together. We just have to collaborate together. And if we collaborate and we get on the same page, we can knock it out, guys. So my name, again, is Maggie Kimbrell. I'm a realtor here in Chelsea, Alabama, specializing in upsizing, getting more space for your family, because I get it. I totally get it. And I want to help you and your family reach your real estate goals. So if you have any questions and you want to talk about this in relation to your house, your plans, maybe it's different. Maybe you have a whole different goal that has nothing to do with this video, but you just wanted to hear about it. let me know, reach out to me. I'll put my contact information below. The Alabama humidity is really treating me nicely right now. But anyways, yes, I will reach out to you and we will get the game plan started in motion. Thank you so much for sticking around. Have a blessed day. Oh, and if you want to know tips about moving to Chelsea, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, the area, community updates, mom things, because I'm a mom and that's my life, follow me, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Give me comments, engage with me, let's talk. I am just a Chelsea, Alabama resident, and I want to get to know more people in my community and serve as many people as I can. Have a good one.